As a third-time mom, I feel like this is the first time I'm doing things differently, and I have noticed my recovery being so much better because my first 2 postpartums, y'all, like, I feel like my family is falling apart, my marriage is falling apart, and I did not think I would come out of that season, and I did. So my husband and I decided that we're gonna do shifts. So this has eliminated a lot of resentment. So I handle all nights and he handles all the days. During the nights, I wake up, I feed baby, I change him, do whatever I need to tend to him to let my husband get some rest. And during the day, I will actually sleep in the morning while he tends to the household, to the older kids. And I feel like this has helped protect us from like not both being exhausted. The third thing I'm doing is I'm learning to say no. When my second was born, I remember feeling so guilty with my firstborn, like that I was like neglecting him or abandoning him. And so I would go out there, like regardless of the fact that I just hemorrhaged and I'm like doing so horrible, and I would get on the floor and play with my firstborn and try to like accommodate him emotionally. And this time around, I'm just saying, you know what? They will be okay. Like your kids will be okay. And right now I need to protect, especially like my first 40 days with baby. This is a time to bond with baby, to establish relationship, and not necessarily accommodate older kids when I know that like there is grace available for them, and there's also my husband who's available for them. And the other thing that I did was I'm actually measuring my rest. And so this time around, I got an Oura ring, not sponsored, but I got an Oura ring to actually measure how much sleep I am getting. I'm also learning to protect my naps. And so when baby is napping, that saying of like if the baby naps, then mom should nap, I lay down every day to nap. And if I can't nap, I'm still just laying down to rest. I'm also doing things like recovery teas and herbal baths and just finding ways to heal my body and to like do those little extra measures that I know I can look forward to every day. So I don't love the house being not clean. I don't love meals being takeout most of the time, but I'm learning to graciously receive and just say thank you. If somebody's offering a meal or practical help, I've learned to say yes and not feel bad. 5, I'm protecting my recovery instead of rushing my body. I feel like when my first was born, even my second, I remember feeling like I was hiding from my husband. Like I didn't want him to see like how much like weight I gained or how I looked postpartum. I just remember feeling so embarrassed. But this time around, I'm like, you know what? Our bodies are resilient and they will bounce back. And they go through so much to produce such beautiful life. And so whether there's stretch marks or weight gain or you know, milk leakage or whatever, that is all part of the process. And I've learned to just say, this is just a season and it's okay. And I don't need to rush to bounce back in a week or 2. And that's what I encourage every new mom is healing takes time, even though that's really difficult because you want to rush that timeline. But learning to make your recovery a priority will help you on that timeline. And so the next thing I'm doing is I'm asking myself, what do I need today and how can I honor that? And so I will actually mentally in my head say, what self-care do I need? For me personally, it's like, okay, I'm tired, I need to sleep, or I need to take a bath, or I'm not doing good mentally, I'm feeling a little bit down, I need to get some sunshine, or whatever it is that I'm needing. Learning to pay attention to like, where am I and how can I honor myself and not abandon my needs and my wants. Honestly, I'm treating my postpartum like a spa or like a retreat, and I'm investing into myself. And so if I ran out of certain hospital supplies like my witch hazel pads or whatever, I went ahead and just ordered a new one. Or like if I'm having a harder time breastfeeding, I went ahead and ordered some nipple balms or nipple shield or some hydrogel pads, whatever I need to do to accommodate my healing and making myself a priority. I have learned to do that this time around and not feel bad. Anyways, letting go of things that aren't essential. So my garden, y'all, is probably the worst state it's ever been. It's extremely neglected. Homeschooling and just not feeling guilty about those things, not rushing to entertain, like allowing my children to be okay with me saying I can't play right now or I can't get on the floor right now, and being okay to just let them be near me with like in my bed or reading. And another thing is I'm learning to just pay attention to the capacity in my house. And so I feel like our household has been a little dysregulated. And that's part of the transition. I feel like anytime your family goes through transition, that's okay. But I don't need to fix like my whole family's value system right this moment or like discipline every single behavior. I feel like I can just let go of what is not necessary and just pay attention to like, okay, I can connect with my child. I can love them and fill their tank as much as I can, but I can't necessarily fix every disruption or sibling conflict or like change our entire household right now, because I don't have the capacity for it right now, because I want to protect my relationship with baby. Especially as we went through NICU, we have a lot of hiccups to overcome. And those are things that I need to pay attention to with me and baby. And then lastly, I would say just slowing down. Like this season, we've had beautiful moments, but it's been the hardest season of my life. And then a lot of grief, a lot of like suffering in this pregnancy, in this postpartum, complications. I'm exhausted, all the things. But just letting it be like, it's just a season and every season ends. And I need to pay attention to where I am, like emotionally and mentally and spiritually, but I don't need to solve all the problems in my life. Like marital problems can wait, household problems can wait, financial problems can wait. Sometimes I feel like as moms, we can like try to fix everything. But if we don't have like the capacity for it, I think it just puts us into like a state of depression. And so I'm learning to just say, there are things in my life that need attention, that are priority, and there are things that probably need attention, but not right now. I don't know, I've just learned that these seasons are so short, and God wants to speak in all of these seasons, and we need to have ears to hear in them. And so anyways, these are some things that I'm doing differently this time postpartum. And I feel like there was something else. Oh, okay, there's a couple more things I wrote on my notes. So we have taught our boys that crying is just a way of communicating. Like it's not a big deal. It's not a huge trauma, stress response. Like we teach them that it's just normal and it's okay. And that babies cry, and that what we can do is learn to honor our baby brother by saying, what does baby brother need? And so I feel like that is so amazing, because I remember growing up, I'm one of 6 kids. And I remember when the younger siblings would cry, it'd be like the whole house would fall apart. And I didn't want my family to ever experience that. And so now, like if baby cries, we're just like, all right, he needs a pacifier, or he needs some milk, or he needs a hug, or whatever. Totally not a big deal. But I feel like really establishing like certain value systems in your home can carry through, even through postpartum. And I'm actually going to post a couple videos here for you of how I handle big emotions, like especially tantrums, and just when the house feels dysregulated, what I do to handle that. I'll post it right here below, as well as another video of just how God chose you as a mom, and regardless how difficult either your motherhood, your postpartum, your pregnancy, your teenage kids, whatever it is, whatever season you're in, God chose you. And I hope that this video that I'll post right here will encourage you in that call. And until next time, bye.